Now, you have a sweet hangboard and you're consistently training on it. That doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna gain finger strength from it. And this is why. I'm gonna share with you guys 5 mistakes climbers make when using the hangboard. You guys, welcome to my closet. This is my closet / training area. This is where I do all of my hangboard training and some Frenchies and some core workouts. Yeah, this is it. Now, let's talk about mistakes. What are the 5 mistakes? Now, mistake number 1, your form, your body positioning. How should you be hanging on the board? So I'm gonna share with you guys what not to do, which is just use your joints to hang and not engage your shoulders, which is this here. Now, an obvious way to notice if you're doing this right, notice my spacing here between my ear and my arms are too close to each other. On the right side, there's a lot more spacing, and that's because I'm engaging, again, my shoulders. You want to engage your core. That doesn't necessarily mean to arch your back. So don't arch your back. Keep your body straight when you're hanging. So forward. You don't want to be like this, because now you're engaging most of your body besides your fingers. So you just want to focus on your fingers and keep that balance as well. Now, something else. Again, this is something that helped me. It might help you as well. And that's the direction that you're looking. If you're looking up, you tend to go back a little bit. And that's enough for you to do it wrong. So you want to look straight to the wall. So you look straight to the wall. You don't want to look up. See? There you go. Awesome. Now, mistake number 2 is swinging. You want to avoid from swinging, especially if you're max hanging and you're swinging. Man, you could really injure yourself when you slip out. Just thinking about injuries, oh my God. So this is why I want to share this with you. So, what's causing you to swing? Let's go over that. Now, there's probably 3 reasons why you're swinging and you should avoid it, which is when you're about to get on the board, you're positioning too far back from the board or too forward from the board that it's going to cause your body to swing. You got to find that balance. You got to make sure before you even get on the board, just to find out that sweet spot. So for me, I know directly underneath the board, once I get the board, and that's the thing, when I get on it controlled. I don't just jump on it. There you go. If you're not engaging your core, your body is gonna tend to start moving around. So engage your core at all times. You're adding too much weight. So make sure you're adding enough that you can control your hang. Okay, awesome, sweet, we're good, we're in a row. What's next? Number 3, hanging till failure. Now, when you're doing max hangs, you are supposed to hang till your max, but some climbers, when they're max hanging, they max till failure. So that means that they're literally hanging till they slip out of the board. You don't want to do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, I know I'm calling out a lot of slipping on these climbings, but that's typically what happens when you're hanging on the board and what you want to avoid. Now, this is the thing. You should be max hanging, but when you come off the board, make sure you use your feet. Don't just hold on to it till you slip out. Make sure when you're hanging, so when you're hanging till max and you're about to come off, use your feet and you're good. So again, what you want to avoid when you're max hanging, you don't want to slip out. What you want to do is max hang right before you're gonna fall out, use your feet to come off. Now, this is why it's a good reason to put your board not so high up, because you wanna be able to reach the floor when you're coming off the board. Now, if your hangboard is too high up, just use pretty much what I'm doing, using a crash pad. And I'll step up. Just like that, something so simple. Okay. Now, mistake number 4. I used to count in my head, and I know some of you do still. Don't do that. And there's so many reasons. One, you're never gonna be consistent. When you're hanging to your max, let's say I'm hanging till 7 seconds, this is the way I would count in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see that? Because the closer I am getting to failure, the faster I start counting. And I know some of you do it. If you don't, okay, whatever. And this is the thing, you guys, your on time and off time on the board, it's never gonna be consistent. So you have to avoid that. Make sure you get a timer. There's so many ways to time your hangs. And another thing is this. That's one less thing to focus about. Like, if you're focused on counting in your head, you want to put all your focus on your hangs. So that's one less thing to worry about. Awesome. Now, mistake number 5. This is a big one. Let's say you do everything right that I've just mentioned from 1 through 4. If you don't do this, you're not going to progress. And if you do, then awesome. But if you don't track, you don't have a journal, this is mistake number 5, not tracking your progress. And not tracking your hangs, not tracking your times, your weight, your amount of times you're doing it per week and all of that. If you're not tracking that, you're not gonna progress. There's no way you're gonna progress if you're all over the place. For instance, if I'm hanging today and I'm doing half hangs and pockets and slopers, and I'm doing 4 sets, 7 reps or so, and then I decide Tuesday I'm gonna rest, and then Wednesday I come in to my board and I start thinking, what did I do on Monday? What happens? Now I have to think about, what did I do on Monday? How much weight did I use? What holds did I use? How long did I hang? How did it feel on my hang? So there's so many factors, and you have to journal, you guys, seriously. And this is a big mistake a lot of climbers make. They just use a hangboard, and just because you're hanging consistently does not necessarily mean you're gonna gain finger strength. I have a bonus for you. Mistake number 6. You have to put your focus in your training, no matter what. If you don't focus and you're rushing it, you're putting on the weight, and you're getting on the board trying to like finish this so fast, you're gonna get injured. First of all, that's a big deal. You're gonna get injured, so don't do it. Take your time, write it down, you know, focus. Now, if you're interested to see how I hang, what hang holds do I use, how much weight do I use, when do I load, when do I deload, when do I train, all those details I share on an exclusive video for my Patreon. So if you're interested, make sure you check out the link in the description below, become a Patreon, and watch that video. It's very helpful, you guys. I hope you're getting stronger, both mentally, physically, and ready to climb outdoors. As always, love you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.